Welcome everyone to the UNMC College of Nursing Journey Through the Heart project. This is our senior design project for 2024. My name's Robert.
My name is Nick.
And we're here to tell you about it.
All right, so I think the best way to kind of introduce this project, the reasoning behind it, what we're doing and everything like that is to really introduce our sponsors and kind of what they do. So our first sponsor is the UNMC College of Nursing. So the College of Nursing, kind of as the title suggests, is they work on educating nurses, okay? That's kind of their goal. And one of the things they really strive for is that excellence in education. That's really what they focus on. And they're actually located on campus here, right behind the suites. They have that really nice new facility. And so they have a lot of students. They really focus on that educational excellence. And so to do that, you always need to continually improve how you're educating those students. You need to educate them using new methods, new means, everything in that regard. And so one of the ways that we've kind of decided to do that, the sponsors decided to do that, was to kind of get into the VR realm. You know, it's very new, it's kind of upcoming. And so that's actually where CurioXR comes in perfectly. CurioXR, they're kind of experts when it comes to VR. They have a whole bunch of tools that help support developers like ourselves, and it also helps bring these experiences to users. So not only do they help us design these games, but they actually get these games out to people for them to use them. And a really cool fact here is that, you know, a lot of people might see VR as something that's not really accessible. However, it is actually becoming very accessible. A lot of people are beginning to get VR. They're beginning to use it. It's just becoming more accessible by the day. So that's why this is so important.
All right, and to briefly introduce some of our stakeholders and our sponsors specifically. We got Sue Sholka, Janet Naveen, Tessa McKinney, Niliana Caballero, and Ethan Fieldman. They helped us a lot step by step throughout the project. They really helped us out there.
And then here's some of our faculty sponsors. So they just kind of help us with anything if we have difficulties, if we need feedback or advice on anything. So we have Melanie, we have Sarah, we have Dr. Falkenberg, and we have Michael. They were all very helpful.
And then to introduce the actual student team here, my name is Robert Taylor. I was the squad lead and product manager here.
And my name was Nick. I was the development manager.
Yep. And then we also had Elvin Ewan, Nathan Roberts, Will Kamaka, and Tao Tu, developers on our team. They were all very helpful.
Okay, so the overall vision, and I'll kind of reiterate on this, but the whole goal of this was to kind of create a supplementary way to educate nursing students. You know, right now there's a lot of different means of education. A lot of them are more, you know, textbooks and things of that sort. So the kind of thought process was, what if we can actually put them inside the heart? Because some people just learn better that way. Maybe it's easier to learn that way. If you're actually inside the heart, you can just kind of look around and see things. And so that was kind of the goal here. And to further, like, you know, actually make this a learning experience, make sure they were you know, reiterating on these topics and learning, a quiz system was also implemented to make sure at the end you can go through and you can actually see, you know, be asked questions, and it can kind of show you if you're grasping the material, and if not, it'll give you explanations as to, you know, what you might have gotten wrong in those questions and things in that regard.
Yeah, so talking about what we actually use for the heart itself, this is probably the most important component of our project. Using a 3D model for a virtual reality game is very, very important. So we actually sourced the heart from a free open source location called Z Anatomy. It was developed as a universal free way to access and have a 3D model of the heart. We took a portion of their Z Anatomy and took the heart, modified it a little bit to add some color and more detail into it, as well as fixing a few minor errors that were within the heart, as well as implemented that. Then we continued using Blender to create animations for the heart, so it would actually move and you could see it and feel it moving within real time as you were in virtual reality in the heart.
Okay, and then here's a nice little kind of image of what you'll actually see in the heart. So it's kind of set up on a train track type system. So when you get inside the heart, what you're able to do is you're kind of able to move your wrist like this, and you'll get a nice little menu. And so you can click next checkpoint, and you can actually move around the heart to the different parts, and then you can look around, see whatever you want. And then on the right side here, next to Robert, there's a bunch of text boxes all over in the heart. So if you click on that, it'll open up a bunch of text, and it'll tell you about whatever kind of part of the heart that you're in, what's around you, descriptions of those things and everything like that. So it's very informative. We make sure to give you as much information as we can within this educational experience.
All right, and then you have to obviously know what everything is within the heart itself. So we have added labels to all the important parts, like for the aortic valve or mitral valve, or parts of the right atrium or right ventricle. Everything there in there is labeled, but we figured that part of it could end up not being, could be obscured by parts of the heart. So we added options to like toggle it on and off, so you can get more clear visions of the heart. And then these little white dots you see aren't actually parts of the heart. They're part of the checkpoint system. So you're able to see where you're headed next or where you will be going or where you came from, which is a very nice, easy way to get an orientation of your surroundings.
And then again, since the UNMC College of Nursing, they really want to focus on that educational excellence. This quiz system is perfect for that. So what you'll see once you go through the heart, you'll be able to open the quiz mode. And so it'll give you a question like this. You'll get 4 options. And so let's say you choose the wrong answer, you're not quite sure, you get it wrong. Well, it'll tell you why that's wrong. It'll tell you a little bit about the reasoning behind that. And so that way, especially if you got it wrong, that means you must not understand it. It'll kind of help you understand that a little bit better. And then vice versa, if you get it correct, maybe you weren't completely sure, you kind of guessed or something, you can still take a look at that and be like, oh, okay, I wasn't quite sure, but oh, that's right for that reason. And so that makes a lot of sense. So either way, when you're going through this quiz system, it's just really reinforcing that material and making sure you're actually understanding what's going on, and it really makes it a great learning experience.
All right, so on to some value and highlights. The big takeaways that we got from this project, people tend to learn differently, believe it or not. So some people learn very well through like textbooks or lectures or like some of the more traditional methods like that. Other people tend to learn better through these interactive virtual experiences, which is what the goal of the UNMC was in the first place, to have a new method of learning so maybe people who weren't as interested or weren't able to grasp it as well can have a new way to grasp it and just to grasp it that way. And on that same note, there are a lot of books and resources and websites or articles about the heart and talking about it and going into very deep scientific detail, but there isn't really anything about as far as 3D experiences go. So we figured a 3D experience where you're able to actually be inside the heart and like feel it and immerse yourself in it would be a really valuable part of it and a big reasoning why the project was put in the first place. Additionally, nursing school tends to be hard. A lot of people tend to struggle with it or they drop out. And this just provides an additional avenue that can allow you to engage with it in a better level, understand it at a deeper level, and hopefully continue on past this introductory lesson to deeper and deeper lessons about the heart or wherever your focus of study is. And then, as Nick mentioned earlier, over 83 million people actively use VR, and they're not just simply used in the context of games, they're also used in the context of education or learning or other methods of avenue. There are several hundred schools, several thousand schools, I'm correct myself there, that are actively using virtual reality in their classrooms today, and we hope that with the addition of this project, it'll continue to grow. Additionally, CurioXR will be handling the release of this project. They'll apply a few final touches with it, possibly expand it in the future, and they'll be putting it out for free for classrooms to use, and still be a very nice free resource for nursing students.
So I just want to say thank you everyone for coming. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to faculty, all of you.